Hello and welcome to yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Scott here, and I return. Yes, it has been a long time since I've done an unboxing video. As stated in that short video from a while back, I've been busy. I've been busy with quite a few things in and around the hobby, but also things within my personal life, and I am slowly chipping away at a very large stack of boxes to get through to make my unboxing videos, along with a couple of other things. Stutter. Yep. It's like riding a bike. It has been a while. So anyways, so yes. But I am back, as I stated a few seconds ago. So, but before I get into the unboxing, just want to let you know what I have been up to. A couple things. The campaigns that I had mentioned in the previous video two ago, I believe, are still going strong. So just to give you a general idea again, I'm currently involved in a Warhammer Fantasy campaign. We're going through the Enemy Within campaign, and I'd say we're probably about 3/4, maybe a little bit more through it. It has been a wonderful ride, and I am looking forward to, hopefully completing it and save the old world from utter devastation. Anyways, other than that, I am having fun in the ongoing Traveler campaign that I play every couple of weeks in the evening online. I am also involved in the GURPS campaign, Twilight 2000, utilizing GURPS, having a great amount of fun with that, and some interesting turn of events in regards to it. And going to be starting another GURPS campaign here with the same GM. It is going to be something that he has concocted on his own. Best way to describe it would be political, medieval, role-playing in a future setting that's based upon, medieval aspects. Sorry, my brain thesaurus is turned off right now. But anyway, so that... games that I also am involved in is I'm playtesting. I'm playtesting Bud and Alex, Bud from RPG Reviews and Alex Giott's sequel to Viral called Vermis. Having a wonderful time doing that. And also playing in God's Teeth, which is also being run by Bud from Bud's RPG Review. And that has been absolutely horrific and a spot on Delta Green campaign. And it is a joy to be in that. And likewise, the people that are involved with that, Adrian and Scott Dorward and Seth Gorkowski. Name drops. Anyways, and then finally, I am hopefully almost done with my Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign. They have wrapped up Australia, and hopefully from that point on, all they need to do is go back to China and go to Grey Dragon Island, and meet with the conclusion there, and hopefully survive that. And after over 2.5 years of running that campaign, I can put the notch in my belt, strap the medal around my neck, and say, it's done. I have successfully run Masks of Nyarlathotep. So, let's see here. What else? And that aside, I am also... Oh, that's my dog barking. I am also involved in some writing aspects. There's a couple Miskatonic repository things that I'm currently involved in. I am working on my own, the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas homage that I'm working on. That's going extremely well. Can't really say too much about it right now. I dropped a little bit of a hint, not really a hint, but just a little tidbit on the socials. And I'm also involved in another Miskatonic repository, super secret thing that I am co-writing with my better half from Titterpigs, Keith. And so we are very happy with the progress of that. And as soon as we can talk about it, I'll mention it here or on the socials. And that's pretty much about it. Other than that, personal life-wise, doing good. I am down probably about 27 pounds or so since the new year. And feeling pretty good about myself, but still have a long way to go to get back to my fighting weight before COVID. So keeping my head held high and counting those calories and continue to lose those pounds. So enough about me and enough about the update. We're here to take a look at what is inside this box. So this little package here was sent to me by Keith from like I said, my better half of Titterpigs. This was a extra of this particular book that he had, and he sent it to me a while back, and just got around to opening it. As mentioned, I've got a stack, yay high of boxes that I haven't unboxed just because of my schedule and how busy I've been. And so I am chipping away at that. I've got a couple of them done. Those need to be edited, for specific reasons. This one, probably won't be because it's going to be a little bit more improv. It's a unboxing and an unprofessional one at that. So without further ado, trusty Coleman camping steak knife here. And let's go ahead and open this up. Now, Keith is many things. And one that he definitely is a professional, oh, good Lord, boxer, as far as setting up a box for shipping. So this might be a little bit difficult to get into, but I appreciate it because I know for a fact that whenever Keith sends me something, it's getting here safe and sound and more than likely probably in better shape than when it was put in the box. So, this may be an off-camera thing, so we'll try this again. And yes, Scott, why don't you get an X-Acto knife? That would be easier, but I've had this stick going on, several years now, and I'm not about to give it up unless I actually cut myself. And that has not happened yet. But if Keith sends me more packages, that may occur. Oh, Jesus Christ. My opening a package or sawing wood for a campfire. There we are. Open. All right. Bubble wrap. And the book itself, wrapped in smaller bubble wrap. And bubble wrap on the bottom to secure it. And that is a chunky book. All right. So this is going to be doubly wrapped and taped. There we go. And take note, people who actually deal with, selling used books or shipping things. If someone's paying you money, whether it be on an auction or eBay, or even if you're shipping something to a friend, this is how you should package your books. Because the post office does not give a flying fuck, and it's up to you to make sure that it arrives safe and sound. All right, what do we have here? We have the Forbidden North. Oh, looks like my camera just kind of went a little bit off. There we go. All right, yep. Still keeping that unprofessional vibe going. So, Gods of the Forbidden North, Volume 1, made for Old School Essentials, and written by, published by Polk Hammock Press, and written by Robert Alderman. Now, this has been around for a while. In fact, as I speak, I believe the crowdfunding for Volume 3 is going on, which will allow you to obviously pick up Volume 3, but also grab the previous Volumes 1 and 2 to include in there to collect them all, as if they were Pokemon. But as mentioned, this has been around for a while. I perused through the PDF when this came out. Keith shared it with me and took a look through it. And it is, to my understanding, it's a very in-depth and very large campaign. I mean, this is Volume 1, and it is almost 500 pages, over 450 pages. So, massive. Absolutely massive in its scope. Oh, excuse me. So, but before I continue to take a look at this book, I just want to go ahead and just mention, this is kind of becoming, standard, but Even though my opinions will be on display as I'm going through this, this is a first impression. I have not looked at this in any real detail other than looking through the PDF briefly. And so this is not a review. I am essentially going through this book for the first time along with you. And this is my first impressions and my opinions as I go through it. And essentially, my whole reasoning for this is as I get books and unbox them and share the contents with you, I hope it helps you make a more informed decision as if this particular game or any other game that I unbox is or isn't for you. But as many accolades and or complaints that I throw on, should have cleaned this. As I throw onto, this book and other ones that I do, it is still not an official review. That should only occur from someone who has actually read, the book thoroughly and or played the game. So, carrying on. So the description on the back. Let's see here. On the Arctic frontier, at the border between the mountains and the wastes beyond, looms Castle. Oh boy. Castle Tharganon. For centuries, the Skull God ruled his domain from his blackened throne, but 20 years have passed since the routing of his armies, and now his castle lies abandoned with riches unclaimed. The death... Oh my God. You know what, Scott? It may be time to get some reading glasses. The death still lurks in the shadows of the ruins. Yet death still lurks in the shadows of the ruins. An ancient doom rises from the depths of this place. Okay. All right. So, fantastic. that sounds like a premise of several adventures, and nothing wrong with that. I am, as many, I am not offended by tropish things. In fact, I enjoy a lot of tropes and feel that they provide a bit of comfort and fun for people who are likewise familiar with these things, and takes a bit of ease off of the GM themselves if they are also familiar with the trope. So, battle long ago, big bad guy, disappeared or perished, left his castle behind, and then now it is up to your adventurers to go seek out their fame, glory, and wealth, and also maybe find out that the evil that used to exist has not really gone. So, all right. So let's take a look at the book itself. So as mentioned, this is published by Polkamic Press and written by, again, Robert Alderman, project manager and editor, Dr. Christine Grogan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cartography by Billy Longino. Cover artist, Terry Venata. Layout by the wonderful Glenn Seal. If you're not familiar with Glenn, definitely look him up. And I apologize. I don't know why my dogs are barking in the background. Nobody is here, but they are dogs, and they will bark at their own shadow. So if I suddenly mute it to yell at them, you don't hear anything for a moment, that's what's going on. Anyhow, carrying on, logo and symbol design by Sam Willits, contributing authors Chris Cosgrove, Joel Hines, and the Scrying Dutchman. With interior artists Ian Bagley, Adam Black, Carlos Castillo, Jacob Fleming, Peter Pagano, Paul Sementelli, Joe Torres, Guy Trow or Tro, this is pronounced Drow or Dro, Jerry Venata, Rose Willits, and Sam Willits. And it carries on. So, and this was published in 2023. Wow. I got to say, I don't know how long it took to write the first volume, but this coming out in 2023, another volume, which I believe is just as big, if not bigger, came out in 2024. And now we've got the third volume coming out now. All right. So we have a quote from J.R.R. Tolkien. For we put the thought of all that we love into all that we make. Wonderful quote. And we have some acknowledgments here. A map of the Forbidden North. So I would imagine that this is going to be a cold Arctic type setting. Looking at the map, obviously is going to involve both land travel and travel over water and sea. Table of contents. All right, so we've got an introduction to the Forbidden North. Then we go over the module. What do you need to play? The Old School Renaissance, errata and feedback, and so on. Then it comes down to Volume 1, Chapter Overviews. We've got things for running gods, styles of play, encounter design principles, adventure reward totals, a campaign summary, locations, brief history, beginning the campaign, a note on alignment, and adventure summary. So obviously, we'll take a look at that, but this is not just, plop it down and good luck. It looks like this seems to be something that is well coordinated and addressed, addressed well for someone who wants to run it, providing them tools, insight, and other aspects to have at their disposal, and also some suggestions and help on how to run this, massive book here. Then it carries on. Chapter 1, Ancient Tales of Frigid Titherion. Yay, I think I can pronounce that right. Let's see here. And then several aspects within there. And then we've got Chapter 2, Subarctic Society. Chapter 3, City Under the Aurora. Chapter 4, The Eye of Jakar. And Jakara? Or Jakar. Land of the Long Twilight. Morkal's Tomb. Bog Ruins of Fort Eichenvar. Late to the Barrow of Eight. Lost Temple of Ninchaga. Watcher on the Water. And then a assortment of appendices and other aspects here. Glossary, index, supporters from the Kickstarter, and authors and artists on the back. So, giant tome, 469 pages. So we start off with an introduction to the Forbidden North. We've got another quote here. This is Rune from the movie Kroll. Rocks in our pockets and gravestones above our heads is all we'll get from this journey. So obviously, as mentioned, this is a OSR game written for Old School Essentials, but of course, I would imagine that it can easily be modified for any old school type game or any fantasy RPG if you want to do the work. But definitely, just immediately from someone who quotes the movie Kroll. Is someone that I would imagine this is going to be definitely steeped within the thematics of sword and sorcery, old school role playing things such as that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I absolutely love that. I enjoy good aspects of sword and sorcery when done well. So. And we start off with some wonderfully evocative black and white art here. A couple of adventurers facing off against what looks to be cultists and in some sort of masks, and with some sort of cosmic horror beast coming through a large doorway. So, again, I love black and white art, and this is done wonderfully well. And of course, it definitely sets the tone for what's probably going to be happen throughout this massive campaign. So, module overview: what do you need to play? Brief description: the Old School Renaissance, errata and feedback, topographical emphasis. On the actual aspect. So it helps you how to read it, which is nice. New monsters, referee note boxes, obviously shaded. Read aloud text boxes and italics, wandering monsters, a counter frequency, monster activity. So all the, if you're familiar with OSR games, old school games, all the familiar tools are there. And then a breakdown of the different chapters and what goes on within there. So again, very, very informative. And it seems to me there's no scrimping on assistance that they're giving you to run this game, because you would definitely need it, in my opinion. We've got a different art style here. And, interesting. Now, it could just be the style of this art. To me, looking at this, it's definitely, down in some sort of cavern or dungeon, but it kind of gives a bit of a sci-fi flair to it, which, again, is an aspect of sword and sorcery in certain stories and certain role-playing games. A lot of sword and sorcery deals with the fact that when you're playing within that particular world, it is the remnants of a prior civilization that used to be far more advanced than what you're currently role-playing in. So ancient technology abounds for the player characters to discover, and also locations. But again, I could be wrong. This just could be this particular style of artist who drew the image here. All right, so encounter design principles. Let's see here. Just want to take a look at this briefly because this is important. Each adventure assumes a party of 7. Full strength. For easy encounters, the total hit dice of all bad guys was 0 to 60%. Okay, so this is going through as he was playtesting it, I would imagine, which is good to know because obviously you're not going to have. Sometimes you don't have enough people to play a game, so having something to help you balance it out, and also depending on character levels and character classes that are playing. Campaign summary. Okay, location the Forbidden North. All right, so I'm just going to kind of flip through this as we see, just kind of touch briefly on the different chapters. Yes, that's wonderful. So yeah, it definitely gives off. Okay, so this is going through the history of the North. So this definitely, yes, gives off what I had mentioned earlier, those kind of vibes. That and some sort of ancient, technology or civilization that probably could be technical, probably magical, or both existed. And as we go through the book, as the GM learns about the history of this world, very, very in depth. Now, there's a lot of people who aren't into that kind of thing. Just give me the basic bricks and a couple tools and I'll design and build my own house, so to speak. But other people, they love a good established world with a great foundation and all the lore that comes with it. And to be perfectly honest, the story here of the world here is not too bad. I mean, it's a few pages, but I mean, the font is big. It's double column and whatnot. So, it's not. Will the player now? The important thing is will this have any impact on the game? I would imagine so. That this lore is just not here, to set the tone. But things that occurred in the past will be in here. And considering the size, I would be disappointed if it didn't. And then we have another quote here on Chapter 2, Red Sonja. So yes, definitely a fan, not just of old school sword and sorcery, but definitely the media and the movies. So, all right. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it's definitely a gigantic tome, but you can kind of see for yourself. There's no shortage of information here. As we go through now, again, this is me going through an adventure. We're all adults. We know that there's going to be spoilers in here, but I'm trying my best not to spoil anything. But there is definitely imagery as I'm flipping through this. So, if you're not into spoilers and you want to be 100% pure for this game, close your eyes, I guess, until I'm done. But here we are. So, that is a wonderful piece. That is a wonderful piece there. Fantastic. I would imagine this was probably color. Would love to see, if it was, would love to see it in all its glory. Oh my, jeez. So yes, again, cosmic horror, monstrosities and themes here. Very Conan, very Hyperborea in what it's presenting here. And I would imagine that there most definitely is going to be, your character, your characters are probably going to die. So, but hey, that's part and parcel of old school gaming. I mean, it's obviously no one likes a GM who does not want the players to succeed, but obviously dealing with the fact that death is a part of that particular style of game, and you accept it and carry on with another character if that happens. So, all right, so we continue on with this. The chapters continue. So again, hex. We've got a hex crawl involved here, hex map. So yes, I at the very least, it's hitting on all the beats for an old school sword and sorcery style of game. Excuse me. But that aside, I mean, the layout is good. It's easy for me to read, and even though I'm on the cusp of getting reading glasses, I'm not having any issue, reading the text within here too much. But the layout is good. The art definitely carries forward with the tone and the theme. The art is definitely most definitely evocative and in the old school style. I really haven't seen a bad piece. Maps well designed. Yes, sorry. I apologize. Unprofessional. My phone was ringing. I had to put it on silent. I do like, as I'm flipping through here, I do like whoever is doing the, I believe the NPCs always represented with this style of art. And this particular, their particular designs I enjoy. Very clean, very distinct, and likewise, the artwork that's depicting some of the scenes, I'm seeing a wide variety of encounters and locations. An Arctic theme, not everything has to be, just snow and pine trees. It's part of it, but there definitely seems to be a variety of temperate and frozen locations throughout here. What's going on here? So yeah, I mean, it's, without reading it, it's not much else to say. Let's go ahead and skip through this and see if we can just kind of get to the back here. Wow. Some sort of trap system. Oh, Jesus. I'd love to play in this game, but there's reasons why I can't. All right, so we got the conclusion, adventure rewards, and here's the appendices. So 370 wraps up technically the introduction, the bit of history about the world, and some tools to help you run and organize your game, or keep your game organized, I should say, and the ending, 370 pages. So still massive, and for any campaign, let alone part one of a trilogy. Let me get into the appendices with the monsters involved. Several pages and pages and pages of wonderful monsters. Definitely a great bestiary here. I am kind of curious. I mean, with their own monsters they have in here, I am curious if they also referenced default monsters from the Old School Essentials book. But, if they don't, it's no biggie. You can always add your own. And then we've got magic items and new spells. And there are a lot of them, which is wonderful. Okay, referee rules. Okay, for things such as ability loss, acid, avalanche, crumbling ice shelf, diabolical oppression, diabolical infestation, diabolical possession, hypothermia, lava, magma. So yeah, just suffocation, making this game as immersive as you can, or as you want. And then we've got quest and discovery rewards all here, categorized by location, which is fantastic. I do like that because relying on both the players and the GM to make adequate notes, especially when it comes to what magic items do, sometimes falls apart. And we have a glossary here, which again is nice to have. I'm just going to look at one just to see, like a Tartukdalak forest demon, the dark deer, one of 8 Tarngrak or demon gods. Okay, so these are just fell on this Talanian River, a tundra river. I wonder who that is named after. Anyhow, all right. Then we've got, oh my God. Oh, geez. I just went cross-eyed for a moment. The index. Holy shit. Wow. I definitely would need glasses to read these. And, oh man. Yeah. I do feel, I guess I shouldn't feel sorry, but I guess I should feel, like the person who did all this should have a wonderful sense of accomplishment for tackling this monumental task. Wow. Oh, geez. And then we got the supporters here, and concluding authors and artists. Whoopsie. With all their information, which is great. And then conclusion. Oh, a bit of a tear. That's all right. It is okay. So there you go. Not really too in depth, because what exactly is there for me to go in depth with a particular adventure? This is, adventures are designed for you to go in and read in their entirety. I'm just taking a look at it now. If I had seen this book sitting on a shelf, and obviously the spine here would definitely catch my attention, and I opened it up and started flipping through it, would I be tempted to buy it? Or just by flipping through it, would I be tempted to go further into it to get some more insight into the book to see if it was for me? Absolutely, without question. It is a beautiful book. Layout is great. I can read it. The art in here is superb. The only thing, my only question would be, is I don't know if, there's definitely a lot of maps in here. So I would wonder if I bought this physically and I didn't have access to the PDF, as far as resources go, would I be able to, get these maps somehow without having to buy the PDF? If I wanted to print them out, for better organization, because as much, as wonderful as these books are that we have, how I run a lot of my scenarios and adventures for these large campaigns and books is, if I have the PDF, I'll just print out a chapter at a time. I don't want to be lugging a bunch of stuff around to my physical games. And likewise, if I'm running it online, referencing a giant PDF can be a bit of a pain in the butt. So I will, reorganize the pages and just take out a chapter or what I need, put it into a smaller PDF as a reference without having to, flip through, or especially if I have to do a search for something, it's not going through the entire book, just what I need. So that, and also, not for nothing, but I am a map lover, a map aficionado, and I loves me a good map. The Forbidden North. Again, if this was in retail, I would probably be curious, why they didn't put a full map with the book. Now, this was a crowdfunding Kickstarter. Who's to say that there wasn't a full map with it? I don't know. If you buy this directly from Pulp Hammock, yes, from Pulp Hammock, would it come with a map? Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But The big, probably the only complaint I would have, with this particular with Gods of the Forbidden North is, could I run it? Actually, not could I run it. I know that I can, but would I be able to? Simply because this thing is massive. This is going to appeal, in my opinion, to a particular GM who, one, wants to run a massive campaign like this, two, has the full-blown consent and interest from their players, knowing full well, and I can tell you right now, just flipping through this is not going to be done in a few months. This is something for a particular group that this is going to be their entire focus for quite some time, most especially with a second and third volume, that is going to complete the entire Forbidden North saga. That's not a bad thing. I applaud, the people who have that kind of focus. As for me, yes, I am involved in a few campaigns, and but who's to say that I will be with them to the end, with life how it is? Who knows? Likewise, I've running a long-term campaign, and the commitment involved in running these things are usually 99.99% of the time underestimated. So, if this was something that you would be interested in, I would definitely take that into consideration. Now, could you take a bunch of things from the Forbidden North and throw it into your world, run individual chapters and whatnot within here? I would assume so. I don't know how intermingled the chapters are within the story. If you can very easily pull them out and use them individually and throw them into your own campaign, or just, if you're a fan of a particular chapter, run it for fun, for a one shot, or a shorter campaign, I'm sure you could. That is a lot that is part of the backbone and the foundation of the OSR is to allow for these particular essences of old school gaming intermingle, interchangeable within them. So, but to run this game itself in its entirety is definitely going to be a commitment, and a commitment that unfortunately I don't think a lot of people have, and who this particular game appeals to. Now, not saying that there's not younger people who love old school gaming. My son and his friends definitely do, and I know a lot of people who are far younger than myself and others love these kind of games. But as far as I'm concerned, the older crowd that's kind of falls into my age bracket and above, I don't know. The clock is ticking, and we don't have a lot of time left. And some people may not want to sign up for a game that between the 3 volumes could run them, 4 or 5 years maybe. But if that's your jam, I applaud you. Could it be my jam? I don't know. I need to finish up, a lot of things that I'm involved in. But at the end of the day, I don't want that to be a blight on this book from my first impressions on it. But it's definitely some consideration. Like as mentioned, it is massive. This book is huge, and if you're going to commit to running, this particular campaign with the amount of detail, effort, and I would imagine love that went into creating this, you would definitely want people on board 100% and excited for it. And you as a GM should also be excited to run this game, understanding that this is going to be your focus for quite some time, and don't have a problem with that. And if that's you, absolutely get this game, or absolutely consider pick it up. I shouldn't say absolutely get it, but I would definitely consider, picking this up, whether it be in the PDF or the physical form. For me personally, I wish I was probably maybe I wish I was 40 years younger, but I wish I was maybe 15, 16 years younger, maybe a little more. This would definitely be my jam that I would be into around that age or younger, because responsibilities and life and everything isn't pulling you in so many different directions that you can commit to this and look forward to running it from beginning to end. There we go. Okay, so I have prattled on long enough. It has been a while since I've done this. I was just checking the time. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done an unboxing, so I feel like I've kind of lost my flow a little bit. So this is running a little long, about 40 minutes. But the Forbidden North. So, whoops. Dang it. Okay. Sorry. Yes. So Gods of the Forbidden North, Volume 1. I can definitely say if a long-term campaign set within a frozen wild sword and sorcery, OSR style world that looks like it is robust, looks like it is definitely immersive, and seems to provide the GM with wonderful tools to run this game, I would say for sure, check it out. So, this has been yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Thank you, everyone, for tuning back in. Sorry there's been so much of a delay in getting these videos to you. I promise you they will be coming quicker, with less time in between them, along with the other videos that I'm currently working on. I look forward to sharing them with you, and to all the people who have been signing up to my channel, sight unseen pretty much, or checking out my older videos, but still God, I think it was over 100 subscribers during my downtime, people that have signed on. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy this, my older videos, and the videos to come. And to everyone, have a wonderful day and happy gaming. Shit, where's my mouse? There we go.